Rockford's home for classic rock is 96.7 The Eagle. It's Double T, and this weekend kicks off the big football season for my former college, Illinois State University, the Redbirds. On the phone, Coach Brock Spack. Coach, how's it going?
I'm doing really good. Thanks for having me on. Exciting time of year.
It's hard to believe that it's about to happen again, is it?
Yeah, it's been a long preseason. As you know, there's been new. They've taken 2 days out of the equation, but they didn't reduce the practice opportunities, so we're here a week longer than we normally are. So it's been 5 weeks since we started this, so we're excited to start playing games finally.
There's a great Rockford connection between Illinois State University and Rockford, between alumni and current students, myself being an alumni, and you were from Rockford.
Yeah, I was. I went to Rockford East, had a great experience there, and had a great childhood growing up in Rockford. And a lot of my high school coaches were Illinois State alums, not all of them, but head coach and our defensive coordinator and our AD over there, Gary Giardini and Craig Stalkup, they're best friends, and they're both Illinois State alums. There is a kind of a cool connection.
By the way, they won their opener last week.
Good to see.
My daughter's going to East this year.
I can't believe all the renovations to all the athletic facilities throughout the district. They're very nice facilities and much needed, it's awesome.
It's looking good, and the teams are starting to turn it around. And speaking of turning teams around, you've done a great job down there so far at Illinois State. Congratulations. What do we have to look forward to this season?
We'll be a little bit better than we were a year ago. We were in kind of a little bit of transition a year ago. We had quite a few new starters at skill positions offensively, so that was a little bit of a change for us. We won back-to-back Missouri Valley titles and played for a national championship in 2014. I think we're deeper than we've been. We have very good running backs led by, James Robinson from Rockford Lutheran up there, and did a great job for them. And I think he's all-time leading rusher and touchdown scorer in Illinois history, high school football history. But he's our starting tailback. Sean Slattery is our kicker, and he's from Boylan and had a great career at Boylan. Played for Coach Apino over there at Boylan High School, and then he hit the winning field goal that we beat Northwestern last year, and he was a hero in that game. Zach Matthews, another Boylan graduate, is a backup linebacker and is on special teams here for us. Got a very good young player, Zeke Vandenberg from Freeport, is going to be a really good young player. We're redshirting Zeke this year. We have very high aspirations for him. He's going to be a good player. Rockford's well represented here, and we have quite a connection.
So what do? You come out this way to recruit and take him to Beefaroo?
Yeah. Beefaroo, or used to be Jerry's Hamburgers. Is Jerry still open? Or
No, unfortunately, Jerry's is gone.
Shakey's Pizza?
It's gone, too.
That was a big Rockford deal. Beefaroo, and there's all kinds of icons there. I had a great experience there growing up, obviously my hometown. I'm a college coach because of the teachers and coaches I had over at East High, and throughout my career. I went to Lincoln Middle School, and all the youth coaches I had in junior tackle football and Little League baseball and basketball. And I was a member of the Rockford Boys Club, and I was on a lot of teams through the Boys Club. There's a lot of things that a lot of people really had a lot of influence in my life, but they're all from Rockford, so it's kind of cool.
How cool is it for you to be able to come up to Rockford and find some athletes to come play for your program down at ISU?
Well, I think it's really cool. First of all, they have to be good enough, obviously, and have to be good students and got to fit our system, but it's really neat when that happens. We found Sean Slattery, Iowa camp. I had some friends at the University of Iowa. I went to one of the football camps. My son is a year ahead of Sean. He went to an Iowa camp, and I was sitting in the stands, and one of their coaches said, "Why don't you come in early, Coach, since you're here, and watch the kickers?" And I saw Sean win this kicking contest. I thought, he's pretty good, and I found out he's from Rockford, and started talking to his dad in the stands. It was legal for me because I was a dad of a participant in the camp, so we started talking about Sean's future, and we offered him a scholarship. I got him to come to our camp, and he did, and our whole staff really liked what we saw and got him here. So it was kind of a cool little story, and I really like to do that. I like to take care of our hometown the best we can, and the players have come here have done a very good job. James is a really good player.
There's kids just started the season last week, and some of them might be looking ahead to trying to further their career and go into college and play football. Do you have any advice for the kids out there playing some football and want to take it to the next level?
Well, I do. Obviously, I listen to your coaches and teachers. You have to do it in the classroom first. Illinois State has a very Big Ten-ish, I guess you'd say, academic reputation. You have to be a good student first, then you have to have the ability as an athlete second to get in school. But got to take care of business. It's really difficult the way the NCAA sets it up now. It's very difficult if you get behind in high school academically. So if you have aspirations to being a college athlete or just a college student, you got to start out early, your freshman year, 7th, 8th grade, and get the background so when you get to high school that your grades are good enough to get mid-school. You don't get admitted just because you're a good football player. You have to be admitted, your own academic reputation, your own academic, what you accomplish academically in the classroom. So that's really important. That's probably the biggest thing I'd tell them. And then you got to train, and you got to do what your coach tells you to do, and you got to perform when the lights come on Friday night. We watch you play and get out there in front of college coaches in the summer. I'm talking about high school football now. I know other sports have different ways, but in football, you have to do it through your high school coach and maybe get out to camps. That's how we found James. James came down to our camp as a sophomore, and we offered him as a sophomore, and we knew a lot about him, early. That's good to do. First and foremost, when I walk into a high school, I'm going to go right to the counseling office, find out, can this guy do it academically, and then find out about his character.
I'm talking to ISU head football coach Brock Spack. You talk about those academic requirements. Wow, I think they've changed since I was there.
Yeah, well, they have. And Dr. Bowman, who's now retired, was the president that hired me. He transformed this university into a world-class, institution. It's always been very good, and it's in a great setting, great town here. He raised the bar quite a bit. Our faculty has done a great job here of raising the bar academically. And when I came here, I thought that was the biggest fix in our football program, is to recruit to the standards and to the culture of Illinois State. When you're a coach and try to bring a guy in who's doesn't fit that culture, that's tough. You got to have a work ethic, and if you have a work ethic, you can be a little less, I guess, even a little less athletic and a little less academic, but as long as you work hard at it, you'll survive and get a degree, hopefully be a good player. You're going to have a work ethic, and you're going to have the right grades to play here. That's anywhere you go, any level. There's not too many people out there selling a junk education. You have to do it in the classroom, and they're not going to admit you.
You talk about all the improvements down there, and boy, the facilities you guys have at Illinois State now for football and the other sports is incredible. The whole school has really jumped to that next level.
It really has. My son just graduated from here last December, and his mom and I are, Purdue alums, and our family's mostly Purdue alums. We couldn't be more happy of his experience here and the education he got. He's doing very well out in the business world now. He works in agriculture. He's got a great job, and that's why you go to college. He had a great experience on the football field here. But this is a very cool place to go to school, like I haven't met any ISU alum that's never said that, hey, I didn't have a good time. They all had a great time here. Got a great social life, a lot going on. There's a lot going for the school academically and athletically. And you're right that the facilities have changed drastically. We did a renovation to our stadium here to the tune of about $26 million a couple of years back, and really is kind of the gateway to the university now as you come off of 39 onto Main Street here. So it's really cool.
And I still like it that I can get cheese balls at the pub. That's an important thing too.
That's important. That's really important. The food here is unbelievable. This is the most eating out town in the United States per capita.
I don't doubt it.
Eat out here in Bloomington normal anywhere in the United States per capita. That means we have outstanding, authentic restaurants, and we do. We have great restaurants here.
And I got to ask you, Cameron Meredith, boy, he was looking good. As unfortunate about his injury.
I didn't want to see the injury, and I didn't see it, but apparently how it was described to me, that didn't sound very good when it happened, and it's not very good. I know he's got at least an ACL tear in there, and that'll be a year rehab. It's the ugly part of football, and I hate preseason in the NFL. It's like us scrimmaging. You have to do it. We all cross our fingers and hold our breath. That everybody gets through, everybody walks off the field that walked on it, and unfortunately for Cam, he got hurt. Ironically, my son was down there with a bunch of his old teammates here. We had like 3 or 4 Redbirds playing in that game. Their roommate is a backup center for the Titans, and we have Nate Palmer played in high school in Chicago. He played here, and then we had Cam playing in the game, and they were there, and that unfortunately happened. I thoughts and prayers to him. Hope he gets better. He's a real tough guy. He'll work hard to come back, and they got the best doctors in the world there in the NFL to get him right. Tough part of preseason football,
Yeah, and just to see how he had progressed. He's going to be the #1 in Chicago, man.
He's a really good athlete now. He's a quarterback here. It took me 3 years to get him to play receiver. And I finally said, Cam, do you like standing next to me on Saturdays, or would you rather be out there? I think I'd rather be out there. Yeah, I think you should. Play receiver. He played for 2 years here. He has a big upside. Hopefully this injury doesn't set him back too much.
Coach Brock Spack, head coach of the Illinois State Redbirds, kicking off the season this Saturday. Congratulations again on the success, and looking forward to some fun football this season.
Well, thanks for having me on, Double T. This is awesome. Big classic rock guy. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. And let's check in a couple of weeks and see how you're doing.
All right, be awesome. Anytime.
It's Coach Brock Spack, Illinois State University. Go Redbirds. It's Rockford's home for classic rock, 96.7 The Eagle.